everyone, my name is Cheyenne Strickland. I'm the Collections Assistant here at the Anniston Museum of Natural History, and this is the final video of our 90th anniversary video series. Throughout the month, we've done a video each week looking at the museum's history, looking at people who were influential in its founding, or people who still have sway today. To close out, we thought we would tell you a little bit about what the museum can do for you today. So we sat down with two staff members, chairman of the board, and the city manager to answer those questions.
You said several times that this facility is integral to the community. What would you say to those that are maybe interested in getting involved, but they're still a little nervous, because museum work can seem kind of intimidating. It seems, you imagine scholars and glasses and stuff. So what would you say to those people?
I would say this is a place for everybody, for every family to be together and to learn to explore. Explore your world is a perfect motto for us, because this museum and the sister museum, the Berman, can take people out of our very nice bubble here and show them the world that many of us don't have the opportunity to see. So I would say, come and visit us and see what the world has to offer.
So, having been in education, you know all about what the museum can offer you outside of just the exhibit halls.
Yes, in my opinion, that's what really makes this place great, because it's another set of resources for the museums and gardens. Because not only can you come in and maybe you want to kind of have some quiet time, you want to walk through and have that one-on-one experience walking through the exhibit halls, and we can provide that for you. Maybe you want to have a family visit, or even if you've come with your family before and walking through, it's not the same as coming on a field trip with your peers. So those are two very different experiences for your children. But also, if you come on a Saturday and we have a live animal presentation called Saturday Alive, and you get to see our barred owl Mel come out and you talk about some of their adaptations, or you see the Asian water monitor come and he's slithering around, or you meet Checkers the Florida king snake, it really enhances your experience with us. And so education, that's our role, and to me it's vital because it helps keep everything alive. It helps us connect with you, our members, our guests who are locals, who are regional, or who are from somewhere else in the nation. It's perfect. So and it's always a nice little addition if you don't know that there's a program going on. Maybe you didn't check social media, maybe you didn't check the website, and then you come in and, oh man, look at all these reptiles out. Oh, well, it's Herp Fest, so you're gonna see a huge variety of reptiles and amphibians today, and who doesn't want to meet the alligators and the tortoises and the lizards, and even if you're scared of snakes, come and see those guys as well. Or you find out that it's Fall Fest, and you come onto the property and maybe the ticket price is a little bit more, but you're gonna get to go to both of the museums. You get your face painted, you see the fire trucks, you go on a nature hike, you can meet a variety of live animals, you go through the exhibit halls, there's activities throughout it all. It's just such a great way to engage with people and to enhance their exhibit or their museum experience, and just end it on a great note for everyone.
We typically offer a lot here, but we offer stuff outside of the museum too, right? You can bring parts of the museum to you.
Yes, so we love field trips, but we also love to go on field trips. So anytime we have an outreach off-site, it's always a good day. We'll go to a lot of local festivals, especially during the fall and spring, like Noble Street Festival. We'll set up a tent. So we'll have plants out, we'll have some world history artifacts, we'll have natural history artifacts. We have all of our general information there, and we typically bring a couple of live animal ambassadors along with us, which is always a great conversation starter. It's always a good day when your staff gets to go on a field trip too.
So right now there haven't been a lot of field trips either to or from here. So how have we, the museums, adapted to the COVID-19 situation? Are we still putting out educational resources?
Absolutely. So yeah, it's a very different world that we're living in right now. But everybody has to adapt, and that's one of the great things about our staff. We are very versatile. We have a lot of creative people in our staff, and I'm very grateful for that. Well, a lot of our schools are under new protocols or they're still trying to figure it out. So we're working on different ways that we can come to you. But right now, what I would recommend is follow along with us on all of our social medias. We're posting videos with our garden geek, Hayes Jackson, the Longleaf Botanical Gardens director and urban extension agent. He is sharing a lot of awesome stuff about what we have on our property. As soon as you come through the black gates, as soon as you're on our campus, the gardens are all around you. So a lot of cool things to learn about those guys there. We have some exhibit hall information on there about Anniston Museum and Berman Museum. We have some great tidbits about special days in history. We've learned a lot about the different creatures of the world. We've even gone into the collections department and talked about how we care about the collection. So all of that is on our social media pages, and you can always check out our website to see what might be coming in the future.
My name is Alan Robinson. I've been the director of the Anniston Museum and Gardens for just under 5 years, and it is a wonderful opportunity to provide history, natural history, and botanical experiences for not only Anniston, but for Eastern Alabama, and the Southeast all together. It's a great opportunity for families, individuals to come, engage with nature, engage with the story of our earth and all the beautiful things that are inside of it. So it's a great opportunity to lead an organization with great people to bring these stories to life.
And you have a lot on your plate being the director of 3 facilities. How is that? Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I do. It's an opportunity to branch out into 3 different areas, and it would not be possible without the great staff that we have that is able to share that vision and work on it is every bit as hard to make that possible.
Obviously, all 3 facilities can offer a multitude of things, but what is the one thing that all 3 facilities can offer individuals and families alike?
Well, the best way to enjoy our organization is to become a member of the Anniston Museums and Gardens. We have put all 3 organizations under one membership opportunity for individuals and families. It is the best way to own this organization, to have a feeling of ownership of what we're doing, of the programs, the outreach, all the benefits that our memberships provide our members, is to carry around that card and to take advantage of all the programming, all the exhibits, and to come back and be part of us, be part of our family. So if you believe in our mission, if you believe what we're doing and the benefits that we provide as an educational organization for this community, we highly encourage everybody to join at the highest level possible. We want to get as many director level memberships here that your benefits improve. You have the opportunity for rental discounts and opportunities. We want you to join at these higher levels. It helps us fund all the programs that we do, all the outreaches that we give to those areas that may not be able to see things in Africa or around the world. We bring them to Anniston.
Definitely say that the cost of the membership more than covers your entrance to the
Yes.
museum. It covers, everything from creating new exhibits to
Yes.
outreaches.
Yes, all those things that we do for our community is all those investments that we make to bring these stories to our guests are born out of all the earned income that we make, and that a large part of that has to do with our membership.
Well, my name is Stephen Folks, and I'm the city manager for the city of Anniston, and I've held that position since June of last year, when I became the interim, and then I actually became the full-time city manager in October of 2019. I've actually been with the city since 1995. I've served in capacity as the Parks and Recreation Director, Rec Leader, Center Director, and I am the city manager.
So what exactly does a city manager do?
The simplest way to state what the city manager does is we actually operate in a council manager act, and the city manager is actually reporting to the mayor and council. The city manager is the chief executive officer for the city of Anniston. What that says is day-to-day operation, as well as responsibility for the employees, as well as all the property. That's the city manager's responsibility.
You've been with the city since the 1990s.
Yes.
Did you live in Anniston before that, or?
Yes, I did. I came to Anniston in 1988, and that's why, and I was stationed at Fort McClellan from 1988 until I retired in '95. And that's how the museum has become. I knew about the museum even before I came to the Army, because I was a drill sergeant, and one of the things I did, and if you all don't know, Exodus is that's when all the soldiers would leave during the Christmas time, and the museum was a key place that the soldiers would like to come during Christmas time to actually with the ones that stayed back. So I've had a long-standing relationship with this museum.
So, coming here from then until now, you've obviously seen a lot of changes.
Yes.
So is there any one change or anything that sticks out to you about the museum?
Yes, the biggest change, I guess, that sticks out to me is I remember the Botanical Garden has the Linlock Community Center. So I remember the swimming pool being there. I remember kids' day camp for the kids. And I was a part of that transition when it changed into the Botanical Garden. So I've seen this move a long way. So that's one of the key things that I've seen is how this place has grown.
Relatively speaking, Anniston is a pretty small town, just,
Yes.
on the countrywide scale. So how, impressive or important is it that a city the size of Anniston has 2 museums in the center and a botanical gardens?
Well, I guess as you look at Anniston and you think about, and I wanted to sort of equate this with something, is like Anniston is also going to be, we got the federal courthouse that's coming here. You think of Anniston having a federal courthouse, and the only other cities are cities like Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Huntsville, Mobile, those cities of those size. And then you look at this museum the same way when we have a museum of natural history, the Birmingham Museum, we have those things. So that tells you about Anniston. That tells you about the things that the citizens of Anniston can do, because to bring something of those stature, those 2 here, there has to be a reason for that. And that's why I say this museum, to have a museum of this type, and if you actually visit the museum and see what they have, and also see the art that they bring in and the culture that they touch, and so many different things that happens here. And the staff that is, a small staff, but so dedicated, as well as your volunteers, you do a lot here. So that takes a lot, not only for Anniston, but as well as the citizens and its residents. And it's far-reaching, because when I was in Parks and Recreation, to see the buses where they come from all over the state to visit this museum. So I don't think people realize the impact that this museum really has.
It has obviously a cultural impact. It would have, we bring in volunteers, we bring in students from all over. Would you say that the museum is a pretty important point of revenue in the city of Anniston?
I would say that not revenue, because when you talk about economic impact, you're talking about when people are looking at bringing the families here, businesses looking at relocating here. When they see these things like a museum, and you have these places that you can bring your children without surrounding schools. So yes, this has an impact of, like I said, far-reaching. Economic impact, yes, it does.
Mm-hmm. You kind of implied that there's just this intrinsic relationship between the citizens of Anniston and the museum. Do you think that we sort of reflect each other in that way, that we, the museum being here is reflective of the citizens of Anniston's desire for culture, and, exhibits that we do kind of reflect the interests we think they have?
I think you put that perfectly. I think that's what it says. I think it also looks at the vision of this city, because somewhere someone saw this, and this vision continues on. And I've seen what Alan, since Alan's came here, he's continued to carry that vision. And I've seen Ms. Sarah Burke now, who's taken over as the assistant. Everybody still has that same vision. We're not staying stagnant in this museum. Every day we're thinking of something different. There's always something different that's coming here, and that's what piques people interest. And I think that's because the passion that the citizens as well as the staff has for this museum. And there's a vision, never-ending vision with this museum.
And that concludes our 90th anniversary video series. I hope you've enjoyed taking this journey through history with me, and I hope that I've inspired you to come out and explore your world here at the Anniston Museum of Natural History. As always, you can look for more educational content on our website, at www.exploreamag.org or on our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.